Today, I'd like to address something that comes up often. Why do some homes seem to sell in a weekend while other homes seem to sit on the market for months at a time? If you're a seller watching this, you might be feeling stuck. If you're a buyer, you might be wondering what's wrong with a property that you've seen listed on the market forever. So, today I'll break down the reasons why homes in Calgary don't sell and what you can do about it. So, first up is the obvious one, overpricing. Even in a seller's market like we've seen in Calgary over the last few years, buyers are still savvy. They're looking at months of inventory, recent comparables, and interest rates. And if your home is priced even $10,000 to $20,000 above where it should be, you can miss out on the initial surge of interest in your property. According to the Calgary Real Estate Board, homes that are priced correctly see most of their activity in the first 14 days. If you miss that window, your listing can go cold. This isn't just about price, it's about perceived value. If your home feels overpriced for what it offers with a odd layout or a strange location, buyers will just move on. I've seen properties in Cranston and Tuscany priced 40,000 over similar properties in the area sit on the market for months at a time, while properties that are priced correctly will move in less than 10 days. So next up is presentation, how the home looks and feels. So you wouldn't show up to a job interview in a t-shirt and sweatpants, and the same goes for your listing photos. Poor presentation turns buyers off fast. I've seen listings with dark, blurry phone photos, clutter everywhere, listing descriptions that barely say anything, and buyers form a first impression in seconds, so if your property is looking cluttered or neglected, they'll assume that it hasn't been well maintained either. So here are a few fixes that make a big difference. First, declutter and depersonalize. Second is get professional photographs. This one is absolutely non-negotiable. Third, consider either virtual or physical staging. And finally, touch up the paint and make sure that the house is clean. One more note, in older Calgary homes, say 1960s bungalows, staging and lighting can make a huge difference. Even small changes can make a dated home feel more inviting. So the third reason that a home might be sitting on the market is that it's not being marketed properly. In today's market, just throwing a listing on the MLS is just not enough. You need strong photos, video tours, floor plans, and ideally some form of targeted digital marketing. Especially in competitive price brackets, think around that $500,000 to $700,000 range, buyers are comparing every detail. So there are a few things that you'd want to ask your agent, like, are we on all major platforms? Are we using social media effectively? And especially, are our photos good enough to get people to stop scrolling? One extra tip, homes with virtual tours tend to get more engagement and in some cases more qualified buyers. This is especially helpful for out-of-town buyers that are thinking of moving to Calgary. So even if the home is priced right and looks great, timing can still work against you. So the Calgary real estate market has some definite seasonality, and spring and summer are typically the hottest markets. Listings in the winter months or right before the holidays can get less attention unless inventory is tight. Right now in 2025, we're seeing higher inventory levels than we have in the last few years, especially in detached homes, which means more competition for sellers and more options for buyers. Additionally, interest rate hikes can slow things down suddenly. We saw this in mid-2023 in areas like Coventry and Evergreen. So what should you do? To start, you should monitor market activity weekly. And if you've been listed for over 30 days without consistent showings, it might be time to reassess your strategy. You should be open to the possibility of relisting at a later date when the market activity heats back up. So now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Homes that sit too long on the market start to look undesirable. Even if there is nothing wrong with the home, buyers will start to wonder why it's been sitting on the market so long without anyone buying it, and it does create hesitation. This is called listing fatigue, and while you might get the odd showing, unless something changes like the price or the photos, it is unlikely to sell. A few ways to deal with this are to pull the listing and relist with a new strategy, update your photos, especially if the seasons have changed, and to adjust the price to re-enter the market at a new buyer bracket. Sometimes even something as simple as adjusting the main listing photo or headline can spark renewed interest. So there you have it, the main reasons why homes would sit on the Calgary market longer than expected. It's usually strategy, and the good news is that most of these things can be fixed with the right plan. So if you're thinking about selling in Calgary and we'd like to talk about a plan that makes sense in today's market, feel free to reach out. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like and subscribe button. Can't believe I just said that. I guess I'm officially a YouTuber now. I will have new content coming out about the Calgary market and real estate related topics every week. Thanks. See you in the next one.